October 7th board meeting. This time, I'll ask Commissioner Flores to lead the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us all bow. Dear Lord, once again we come before you, humbly asking you for your blessings for all of us, asking you to bless this board, the members of this board, and give us the guidance to be able to make decisions and give us the right mind to make decisions for this county as well as for the citizens of this county. I also ask you, Lord, continue to have your hand on those people in Asheville. That this tragedy is terrible tragedy with the storm, and God Almighty, they need your help. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen. All right, consider any deletions or adjustments to the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to accept the agenda as published.
Second.
Motion have been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Consent agenda.
Chairman, make a motion we approve the consent agenda as published. Second.
Motion have been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. All right, item number 5 is public comment period. We have several people that signed up. If y'all remember clearly, the rules are you have 3 minutes, not to exceed 30 minutes for the total of the number of speakers, and no profanity or personal attacks will be tolerated. At this time, Mr. Larry Mitchell, first one signed up. Doesn't look like he's here today. All right, Elizabeth Longman.
Good morning, everyone. Elizabeth Longman. Just wanted to come and speak about, or continue to speak about, the brutality that goes on in the Sheriff's Department. I do not know if anyone has seen any footage or any cameras that they have, but the brutality is excessive. It is excessive. It is excessive. I suffered brutality, but it is the fact that the attorney said that every person he had seen that day had been brutalized. Every person had been brutalized. It is wrong. It is not part of the job. It is unconstitutional and illegal. And at some point, this county commissioner needs to stop funding it. You may not be able to replace the sheriff, but at least you can terminate these deputies. Figueroa, Ramos, McLeod, Klingman, Knight, all those guys, you can terminate them so they're no longer part of the force and they're not using taxpayer money to violate people's civil rights. The other thing that has come forward as an issue of concern is how Harnett County Social Service social workers treat children that have been separated from their parents. You currently have one that, the first time I saw it is when I was sitting in court and a parent came in and the social worker immediately declared her a drug addict. Why? Because she was a thin woman. She was just a slim, slender lady. The woman is like, I've never taken a drug in my life. How can you just sit here and look at me and say I'm a drug addict? Of course, they will take that social service worker's word over the parent. So she has to go prove she's not a drug addict, and the social service worker didn't have to prove that this woman was an addict. You now have a runaway, a child that was taken. She was put in foster homes that abused her, who has cried for help, whose parents have tried for reunification. And social service department has continually fought not to reunify, not out of any danger to the child, but just out of spite. The social service worker just didn't like the mom, period. Now the child is on the street somewhere, Harnett County. Someone needs to have some kind of accountability. There seems to be just lack of accountability in every department. And we know the child is on the street, but this morning, social service department head is going to be on the phone talking to the mom, telling her that her child is fine. He doesn't even know where that child is, but he's going to tell that lie.
Alan Longman.
Malin Longman, 234 Hamilton Road, Bond Level. The reason why I'm talking today is about the education system. The education system is losing $400 and something thousand because of the way the laws are written and compensations for vouchers. I'm also sitting there saying that I'm sure that the Department of Education is supposed to be separate from that of the county, but I do wish you would be more careful on representation of certain people in there, such as the superintendents. You have the same class of people there all this time, and you're going downhill with the schools, but you have the same people constantly being there representing the community. I asked the community and the commissioner to try to find a solution where you get new people involved. We need new people. We need some sort of criteria to what is too far and what is not too far for the county to step in. Thank you.
Mr. Reeves?
Yeah, Jerry Rivas, Harnett County. I mentioned this the last time I was here. Usually these meetings look like this. Hardly anybody ever shows up. Hardly anybody speaks. It's kind of a shame in a county of 140,000 people, especially when so much money is at stake here. But on some occasions, like prior to a budget approval, I have seen this place overflowing, and a couple of months ago, there was about 75 people in a room downstairs, and the 3-minute period per speaker is not enough, and 30 minutes is not enough. It needs to be 4 or 5 minutes per speaker, and that time period needs to be extended to an hour. And that will rarely happen. You all know that. It will rarely happen, but why not do it? Are the citizens of this county not worth an hour of your time? And a few weeks ago, I had an encounter with a sheriff's deputy, a sergeant, who actually told me that I should go up to new deputies and introduce myself and try to be friendly to them because we got a bunch of new deputies that are scared. Find a different job if you're scared. That's what I think about that situation. And, you know, I can remember Wayne Coates during his first campaign for sheriff made the comment that his number one priority is that every one of his deputies get home safely to their families every night. It seems to me that a man who is only concerned with his own personal safety is a miserable wretch, not worthy of being called a man, and he will only succeed through the endeavors of those around him. I also called the sheriff's non-emergency number Sunday to report a broken water main on Highway 87. I told her exactly where it was, what was going on, and all she could do was insist on I give my name. I said, why? Why does it matter who I am? I'm reporting a problem that's causing a hazard to traffic. She said, I may have to contact you. Why, for God's sakes? I'm not a plumber. Contact the water department. When you call the water department or Department of Public Utilities or all these places, why isn't there, as part of their recorded message, an emergency number to call when stuff like this happens after hours or on a weekend? And that's all I have to say, but I got time, so we're just going to stand here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Clerk. All right, item number 6, county manager's report.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a couple of things, just to let you know, we do still have some personnel that are serving to support over in Western North Carolina. We had some crews, some individuals come back over the weekend, and a new individual's gone out. But it's a lot lower in numbers at this point. We're on standby until we get a call for a need from the state. And we'll definitely take a look at any requests that we receive and see that we can support them. And I need a motion to approve budget amendments, please.
Motion to approve the budget amendments.
I make a motion to approve it.
Have been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Item number 7, new business from Duke Energy.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Derek Reamer. I am your district manager for government and community relations here from Duke Energy. Just wanted to come and put a name and a face together. I'm sure a lot of you hopefully received emails from me, and certainly my predecessor, Mr. Marty Clayton. Marty was with us for about 42 years before he decided to retire, and let me tell you, he is doing quite well in retirement now. You get that kind of glow to you when you don't have to go to work every day. So he's doing real well. But just wanted to come and introduce myself. Thanks for the time on the agenda. Thanks for mentioning the support out west. I know from our perspective, we have already restored 3.3 million customers from Florida all the way up to Ohio, with over half of those being in Western North Carolina. So our crews are out there. A lot of our crews live right here in the county. They're deployed out there. This is going to take a long, long time. We probably have about 100,000 customers that are going to take months to get back online, simply because we have to rebuild complete infrastructure. So as you think about sending your crews out there, know that you're not alone. This is going to be a long, long time to help our colleagues out there. I did want to touch a little bit on, just kind of what I do. I deal with the government side of things, so I help y'all with any type of development issues, anything that might come up, constituent issues, problems. We're a large company. You don't need to worry about going and trying to find the right person. That's what I'm here for. You call me with any issues or concerns, I can help y'all track that down. The other thing I do is our community relations side and our philanthropy and corporate giving. So we do a lot with our local chambers. We support a bunch of organizations here in the county, the Dumb Police Athletic Leagues, Simply Girls STEM program, and a lot of that comes through the Duke Energy Foundation, where we make grants. And we're always looking for good organizations to make grants to. We really kind of have 3 primary categories. We have vibrant economies, so think workforce development, think about things that are good for your community, which might differ from others. We do a lot of work in climate resiliency. Before I came back to the Triangle, I worked in Eastern North Carolina, and so I always think climate resiliency, people building oyster reef beds and everything like that to help with storm surge. So projects along those lines, and then opportunity and inclusion, ways to get underrepresented populations into the STEM field. We're big into science, and obviously building really strong engineers here that we can keep local, that maybe one day we can hire. We got a lot of growth going on, in case y'all didn't realize that, and we need as much support as we can to help continue to serve y'all. And then finally, I think the last piece is hopefully you all have it, and if you don't, I'm going to I know Brent can certainly help you out. We've got a key leader update and a live line demonstration coming up at the end of the month on October 30th. We've been working with Larry Smith, and it's going to be over at the EOC. And so it's kind of two parts. We've invited all the key leaders in the county, other elected officials from all the municipalities to come and just kind of give an update, introduce you to some of our staff, our economic development team, our local operations team, or who are here doing the work in the community when something happens. And then we'll transition outside, and we've got our training unit that comes in, and they have this huge trailer, and it simulates different types of electrical simulations. And so what we want to do is we invite all the first responders in the county to come in. I used to ride on the back of a fire truck for about 12 years, and when it came to a power line, I did one of these numbers, and I stood back as far as I could. So I don't deal with power, but I think education is the key. And so we really want to make sure we can help our first responders with that and teach them, and it's a really neat thing for y'all to come and see as well. So again, just wanted to take a few minutes of your time. Thank you for that, and introduce myself, and please know that I'm here if you have any questions.
Any questions, Ms. Jones?
I have. I knew Marty really well. He was good here for Hunter County, and he attended a lot of our meetings and attended to a lot of our needs here in the county. And I do remember him talking about some community grant projects. Do you all still have that?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's still available if it qualifies for the grants?
Yes, ma'am. And so we do our corporate giving, kind of think about it in two different buckets. We've got our community giving, and a lot of that goes to specific events. The chambers, they're putting on a festival, something along those lines. We'll work with the towns and kind of help sponsor those events. And the other one is the Duke Energy Foundation. And those are larger, more substantial grants to 501c3s. And those are kind of those categories I mentioned before, vibrant economies, climate resiliency, and inclusion. And so that is always open. That grant process is open year-round. There's no cycles or anything like that. And you can just Google the Duke Energy Foundation. You can find that. And like I said, we are always looking for great organizations doing work in the community. There's so many groups that pop up from time to time that we might not know about. So if you know of, I know everybody in here wears 2 or 3 different hats other than the one you're sitting here wearing today. So if you're part of another organization, encourage other people to look at our foundation. And if you've got any questions at all, I'm happy to walk through them with it beforehand.
I'd like to have one of your cards.
Pardon?
Your cards.
Yes, of course.
I would like to have them. And I'm sure you'll follow Marty, because he was real good for Hunter County. You're going to be good for us too.
And I can tell you he is doing well. I had lunch with him last week, I believe. And like I said, he's doing well. And if I can do half as well as Marty did, then I'll be a successful man. So
Thank you. Listen, be sure to give him my regards next
will
time you
indeed.
see him.
I will
He was
indeed.
always kind to me and always accessible to me.
absolutely. Call me
Or
anytime.
anybody else?
I got a couple more. Did I give enough? All right. Anything else?
Thanks,
All right.
sir.
I'll let y'all have it. Thanks. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Mr. Counselor, I believe you said there's no need for a closed session today.
That's correct, Mr.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
One little on the privilege, and I have a letter here from the Alliance Health Board that says that Mr. Brent Trout's been unanimously appointed to or approved for their board, the board of directors. Is there any action we need to take on this, or just notifying?
Just notifying, the board had already approved my serving on that board previously, and I've attended now 2 of their boards as a voting member. So,
All righty, so that motion to adjourn is seconded on the phone? Yes. And any further discussion? Hearing none, we're adjourned.